By now you probably watched the video from Will Smith smacking the shit out of Chris Rock.
Oh, wow.
What can we learn from the situation? Because it's not about judgment. It's about everything is a life lesson. So in this video, I'm going to break down how every single one of us, we have a dark side. We need to make sure that we embrace it before we react and burn shit to the ground. Every man has a dark side. See, we've been conditioned to believe that the darkness is bad, so therefore we repress it. I see, the more we resist it, the more it persists. See, emotions like anger, rage, mixed with guilt and shame become a recipe for self-sabotage. And the more we repress our darkness, the more sedated we become. See, we try to run away from the light and we think that it's going to take away from our darkness, but it only exposes what we've been running away from until one day we can't hold it anymore and the dark warrior explodes. I see, that's what happened with Will Smith. The dark warrior exploded. I see, the moment that somebody says something about his wife, it wasn't the first time. It wasn't the last time. It's probably something that's been in his mind over and over again. And now it was the last straw that broke the camel's back, and that's when he exploded. And the moment that the dark warrior explodes, it leaves a trail of dead bodies that have become a casualty of war. And by the time we realize what we've done, it's too late. And then you saw him apologize again about what his actions were. But see, the damage has already been done and he can't go back. So what happens is, what we do is we beat ourselves up and we beat down the dark warrior and we lock him up and we throw away the key. That's the most dangerous place for us to be as men. To beat down our darkness and create guilt and shame. And now we become sedated warriors. Because the warrior will always be dominated by his darkness. But the king will use his darkness to find the light. That's why in this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 strategies to dominate your darkness. Number 1 is bring awareness to your thoughts and your emotions. The moment that you bring awareness to your thoughts, your emotions, and ask yourself, who is being triggered by these thoughts and these emotions, you're actually going to realize that what you're experiencing is just a reaction to your thoughts and your emotions. When you recognize the pattern of being triggered by your thoughts and your emotions, you can anticipate the reaction to those thoughts and those emotions. Number 2 is separate your identity from your feelings. We've been conditioned to believe that our thoughts, our emotions is our identity, but the reality is that you are the awareness of your thoughts or your emotions. Mastery is having the awareness of who is showing up in these thoughts. How am I reacting to my thoughts and my emotions? From that place of awareness, you could choose who is going to show up. Are you going to show up like a peasant and react? Are you going to show up like a warrior and create a battle? Or are you going to show up like a king and create opportunities? That's the difference between the peasant, the warrior, and the king. The king has full control of who's showing up because he's aware of his thoughts and his emotions. Number 3, don't take things personally. See, when you make everything about you, you're only feeding that ego that feels that it's not enough. Every single time that you make everything about you, it's always you. So you're feeling that emotion of not being enough, not having enough. And therefore, you're always going to take things personally. See, people are constantly projecting their model of the world into others. And when somebody says something about you, most of the time, it's not about you. It's what they're going through in life. Because they're just projecting their own experience into your life. Number 4, stop trying to please everyone. Because the moment that you try to please everyone, you end up being miserable. Stop trying to bend to what everybody else wants from you. Just develop a strong sense of self of who you are. As a man, that's probably one of the hardest things for us to do. Why? Because we're constantly being pulled in different directions. Do I have to be a businessman? Do I have to be a leader? Do I have to be a husband? Do I have to be a father? We wear many hats. But at the end of the day, we have to become the leaders of our tribe. And the moment that you know who you are, you stop trying to please everyone and you begin to lead with power. Number 5, don't be afraid of your darkness. Use it to expand. Use it to protect. Use it to execute. Don't be controlled by your darkness. Channel it to the right direction. Find an outlet that is useful, not destructive. Because the moment that you own your darkness, you won't be controlled by it. See, the peasant runs away from the darkness because he's afraid of it. The warrior is consumed by his darkness and burns shit to the ground. But the king uses his darkness to expand and grow. See, what happened with Will Smith is that he's going through what I call the tunnel. In the tunnel is the moment that a man needs to find out who the fuck he is. Because the tunnel is the rite of passage for him to become a king. But in order for him to become a king, he needs to own his darkness. And he needs to use that darkness to find his code to the edge. And we could judge, we could watch, and we could say he should have done this. But at the end of the day, it's his journey. He's going through exactly what he needs to go through. Because life is giving him exactly what he needs to level up and fucking grow and expand. Because it's impossible for you to continue to just be in the light without owning your darkness. So if you're watching this and maybe you've been suppressing your darkness, maybe suppressing the way that you feel, and maybe right now the culture is condemning you for being a certain way, I want you to understand one thing. The warrior will destroy, but the king is always expanding. The king is always creating an impact. If you own the darkness, you're one step closer to becoming the king. Don't be a victim of your circumstances. Own your shit. Own what you're going through. It is your journey. Every single one of us is going to go through a journey. My intention for you is to go through a journey knowing that life is constantly giving you exactly what you need. And you have the opportunity to learn from somebody else's lessons and not judge them for their mistakes, but use it for fuel. Use it to be able to see the mirror. Because every single one of us, we're a mirror of each other. When somebody else fails, it gives an opportunity for us to learn from their failure. If somebody else reacts, it gives an opportunity for us to learn from their reaction. But you must learn how to dominate your darkness as a man. Otherwise, the darkness is going to consume you. It's going to burn shit to the ground. And you have to rebuild over and over and over again. That's why most men sabotage your marriage, sabotage your business, sabotage your lives, because they don't know how to control and dominate the darkness, and it consumes them. So the 5 steps are awareness to your thoughts, your emotions. Separate your identity from your feelings. Don't take things personally. Stop trying to please everyone, and don't be afraid of your darkness. You have to believe that life is giving you exactly what you need every single day to level the fuck up and lead, because the best is yet to come. Learn it, live it, experience it. Love life. If you're a businessman and you're ready to lead, go to findmynextlevel.com so you can sign up for the Next Level Leadership Summit, an experience that's going to help you lead with power.